Well, guess what? We're ready to go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Monday Night Highlander action. I am Sud, and I am joined by my lovely compatriot, Lego. Say hello, Lego.
Hello, Lego. And we're excited to bring you some hot 9-on-9 action as we are planning to do every Monday night throughout the season. Tonight's matchup, well, it's fairly exciting if you ask me.
All I see is Mustard Overlord, Mustard Overlord, Mustard Overlord.
I prefer ketchup over mustard.
Ooh-wee. Well, Bob Saget, you've got a bright career in comedy ahead of you, but still.
Well, I've got to bring on the punishment every now and again, even though that wasn't a pun.
And my chat tells me that I need to actually update the title of the stream, which would be a really good idea. I wonder if that will result in us not getting a VOD again, but it's probably something that should be done.
I got a bunch of people messaging me like, Lego, you sexy handsome devil, where on earth is the VOD for your cast against with Sud? And I was like, I have no idea, man. It's Sud's responsibility. Go blame him.
Well, in actual fact, what seems to be happening here is Twitch TV was having some issues. I was having it on my own channel as well, in which the VODs were, one, not showing up in recent broadcasts, two, cutting off a good portion of the content of said VOD. So, not quite sure what Twitch was up to there, but we do know they're rolling out a whole new network thing and trying to make you buy Super Turbo Twitch Fighter 3D Polycount Edition for $9 a month, so we wish them the best on that.
Indeed, because they, it's not like they're doing much at all. It's just sort of providing the entire network behind this whole thing.
And you should totally send me in Steam messages there the title of this stream.
Alright. Let me do that right now.
And while you do that, I will log in as the ever-sexy eXtv Sports account.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like they are rolling out, so we'll be doing another live hot running start.
Oh goodness, we are going. Oh my goodness, we are going. So
yes, we are.
Well, let's give the people what they paid for.
Yes, indeed, indeed. We are. And actually, I was told to stop saying indeed, so I will stop at this point, and we are looking at a mid-fight going down right here. It looks like BM here for K-Light, along with Mustard Overlord and Vroom Patop are down, and Sideyear just went down for Red Team. Looks like the Uber is popped by K-Light, and the Heavy goes down. Nice snipe by Paragon.
And that was quite interesting. We had a soldier running away with his whip fully out, looking like he had just got caught in a really embarrassing sexual liaison there.
Yeah, and that, you never want to be caught in one of those situations, especially in a situation that will cause your team to lose the midpoint, if that's the soldier I'm thinking about. Well, with that chain reaction, the Silver Champions from last season will capture the midpoint, and they are trying to push up onto that banana section, little bridge thing going on, just trying to hold back, build up, and they're actually got full Uber right now, so they're just waiting for a good opportunity to pick. 404 did go down for K-Light, so this would be a prime opportunity to move in. And there is the pop, pushing in there on the Demo Man, trying to get lots of stickies off, takes down Broth with a nice, well-placed pipe.
A little bit of spy getting mixed up in the back of their medics are just running off for it. Really weird. Lots of breakfast euphemisms being used on this map. We can have some bananas with our croissants. Sounds quite
Indeed, delicious
tasty.
stuff. The Spy trying to get in there and catch out Saras, but no dice, is caught out by the short bus, who's another good friend of mine. He's a really good guy, very outspoken. And with that chain reaction, we'll capture the second point and prepare to push into the third. Saras sitting at 56% and 404 with the Uber. They're going to take down that teleporter there and prevent anybody from being able to catch them by surprise. The sniper for K-Light trying to peek and see if they can catch chain reaction sniper out and off guard, but it doesn't look like that's happening. They are dancing back and forth.
Well, doing that dance of death that the snipers love to do. Faye's having a little bit better time of it, him getting a buff and having his own festive sandwich there for a while.
Yes, delicious festive sandwiches they are, and both teams do have Uber, so we're probably going to see a push in right now. Looks like the medic is healing the heavy. That'll probably be where the Uber's popping. It's probably going to happen within the next few seconds, but no, it doesn't look like that's going to happen at all. But instead, we see the pop by K-Light, 404 popping on the heavy, then switching over to the pyro and demo. Looks like it was a proactive pop, but it looks like it came just totally out of position. We see the counter pop by CR now, walking right onto the point, clearing off all comers, taking down the demo man, forcing people off the point, using that pyro to air blast, and looks like chain reaction will take the first round.
And one hell of a Uber advantage gained off of that one there. It couldn't even push out. Didn't look like really any kills happened off of that early pop. So that was a really
that was
good
sort
one.
of unfortunate on the behalf of 404. I don't know if something spooked him, but it definitely looked like he was definitely not paying attention to that current situation. He got no kills off that.
You gotta have balls of steel as a medic. You have to know exactly when it's not too late and the exact opposite. So,
that is definitely correct.
You almost said it. You almost said it.
I almost said it. I'm catching myself. I'm working hard. Anyway, lot of action going down on the mid-fight. Mini Sentry up on the side of Chain Reaction, trying to give a little bit of protection on that point, but there's a wrangled Mini right across, making life very difficult for Chain Reaction Sniper. The medic's hanging back behind that little bit of drywall, a little plank, I guess, healing up that heavy and trying to build Uber. 404 does have it, so we might see something right now. Saras is at 85, but it looks like they're going to back out and let Chain Reaction capture this.
Rather passive, that's for sure. We're just going to have to see. There's two down. The heavy's down thanks to a headshot from the sniper. This is the time for K-Light to get their butts in there and do something about this.
Yep, with rather long respawn times, Inside Here does go down to kill them all. Nice work, Scout v Scouting in that situation. And Columbia does go down. We'll Spy.
A little bit of Mustard Overlord action from behind here, getting in there, killing the teleporter, and forcing the pop.
Well done there. Mustard Overlord doing a really good job there, messing with Chain Reaction. That's important, especially when you're taking sort of a defensive position like K-Light seems to be. You've got to use those flanking classes to do a very strong job, but unfortunately, it looks like the Mini Sentry is making short work of a number of members of that team.
Well, speaking of short work being made of there, we have Paragon taking out the heavy that was trying to make a run out for it. Couldn't do it. And Sniper Duel.
That it is indeed. Sniper... Ah, damn it. Sniper duels are ever so interesting, and it looks like Kimberlite Council will be backing up and trying to defensively hold against this push. Now, there are 3 down, are for Chain Reaction, but missing some of their key picking classes. I don't think K-Light's going to make a move all too soon, but it looks like they're just going to wait. They're going to sit on Banana, and they're going to try to build Uber and then make some action. That'd be a pretty good decision with 5 down. They might just actually go for it here.
Well, in either case, if you want, I can loan you a Kip's swear jar, and every time you say indeed, you can give me $1.
Then I would probably be poor by the end of this. I don't have enough money as it is.
Well, there's the Uber, and the Uber got repelled. We have Remedy sort of sitting in the back playing goaltender at the moment here. Finds the medic, a bit of a pocket going on now. It should be interesting to see what they're going to do with this. The Uber is almost up, and they... Oh, down goes the medic!
Your action spam fest, big taking down 404. Oh, I love when that happens.
Well then, we're just about to have the best Uber advantage we've seen all game here. Remedy getting the Uber, getting into the heavy space, It's heavy jumping
Chain
around like a
reaction
fat
popping
ballerina.
a little early there, probably on response from seeing that spy coming on behind, but that was an excellent job, forcing that very early pop. Demoman standing in the archway, being able to block that. You know, on an engineer pick like that, you've got to go huge. Because if your engineer's getting behind like that and taking down the medic, you've got to make good work of that. And it doesn't look like Chain Reaction did all that much. With the Wrangled Mini up top on that sniper area, it looks like they're not going to be able to do too much for fear of getting minied out.
Yeah, I don't know what Chain Reaction was really thinking there. You know, the Demoman threw some stickies at the heavy and he jumped around and nobody... It just was not a coordinated push with the Uber. It didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and that's going to give 404 some time to get back up, and it looks like we are entering a pause situation right now, unless that's just me lagging really hard.
No, this does look to be indeed a pause situation.
The Demoman floats in the middle of the air.
But we do have a very impeccably dressed engineer tonight. A spine-chilling skull with a vivid plasma brainiac. I've never really seen anyone do that combo before. It looks neat.
Indeed. Ah, dang it!
Cha-ching!
I need to stop saying that. Why don't we take this moment, because we did have that rolling start, we didn't have much of an opportunity to introduce these teams. We have Chain Reaction and the Kimberlite Council. Now, Chain Reaction, as you probably remember, were the silver champions in Season 8, and they have moved up to Platinum and are ready and able to fight, and looks like that pause is now over.
You willed it into being!
Started by Argo from IFA, and they've been doing pretty well for a brand new Platinum team that was formed pretty much out of thin air.
Well, Lego, all I know is the moment you said ready and willing to fight, that pause is over. We really need to borrow you for some of these ECA matches.
Well, I'm available most nights, when I don't have work, that is. It looks like both Ubers are popped around the same time. My HUD's being a little weird, so I couldn't give you an idea on those percentages. I will refresh that in just a bit, as it looks like Kimberlite Council is taking that opportunity to throw that scout on the point, try to push up with the rest of those heavy classes, cap it, and go.
Indeed. So, who are you liking tonight as far as the players on both teams?
Well, I was thinking to myself before going into this that Spamfest, he had a huge, actually, I don't believe it was Spamfest, but Spamfest has gone huge so far, so I would actually look for both the NGs, Spamfest and Argo. Both of them are very strong at what they do, probably some of the best engineers in the UGC Platinum League. So expect some cool stuff out of them. You're seeing a lot of good Wrangler action, a lot of good mini placement. Just expect a lot out of those guys. They'll definitely deliver it.
Well, you're certainly getting a fan in Kip, as that is her main. I'm looking very much on Sidear and Mustard Overlord, of course, I was saying earlier, just to see what those two are going to be doing.
Yeah, but definitely probably going to be some interesting action out of everybody on this team. These are two of the stronger teams. They both won their first matchups and had some pretty crazy performances from both sides during their first games on Koth Lakeside. And it looks like CR is taking this opportunity to push back onto their second. And it looks like Kimberlite's just cutting their losses and moving back, letting Chain Reaction capture this point. Probably a smart decision, but there's the pop on the flash on the demo so we could jump up. It was a bit too late. They couldn't stop the cap there, but they did manage to wipe out 4 players on Chain Reaction. That was a very good surprise pop, and we see the counter by Saros, but that was a mostly defensive play there.
Both of these pops are just not going to get them anywhere. You know, it's sloppy, a lot of deaths there. And, you know, when you have it, you really want to use it in the Highlander format, because if you sit around, you're going to get sniped, you're going to get spied. It's, you know, whenever you can take the advantage, like you get a pick, go for it.
Yeah, because in Highlander, it's a very dynamic format, and heck, anything can happen. So it's always good to pop it, not drop it, as the expression goes. Looks like Kimberlite Council is holding fairly back on mid. They might be making a move here with the heavy and the demo being healed up by the medic, accompanied by the pyro. Trying to see if they can get a peek as what's going on, but that sniper is trying to keep them locked down.
Well, FaZe looking like he's doing a good job of it here, trying to click some heads, looking through the garage there. Not quite getting any targets as of yet that can give them a tactical advantage, though.
Yeah, both teams will have Uber in very shortly, so we might see a push in here. Demoman is trying to lob up, and there's the backstab by Columbinger, Mr. on the heavy. That was a good job getting behind there, a little sidestep.
I think that stands for Colombian Gamer.
Colombian Gamer, then we will go with that. I am not good with pronouncing these names. These names, they are too crazy. That was some good work by Steel Python there, lobbing some stickies and pipes over the top, and there's the pick on Saras by FaZe. Good job, nice opportunity to take that pick. That door was open. FaZe saw the opportunity and he took it. And there's the pop, trying to push and get some position and leave that scout back. Demoman lobbing stickies over, trying to take out that sniper as they're trying to push onto the point. Doesn't look like they have much of a position. All they have is a mini and a dispenser. That mini is trying to catch out that scout. And it looks like Kimberlite Council will take the second round, tying it up 1-1.
Very nice. A bit of a comeback on that one there. A little bit of middle ground holding, but either way, it did work out in the end.
They're starting to fall into their groove, it seems. Kimberlite Council was looking a little apprehensive on those pushes in the beginning, but now they finally seem to be settling into their groove. We'll see if Chain Reaction can match that force. Scout fight going down on the point, back and off. Minis up, rockets flying. Looks like Side here is going to go down to a little bit of Argo action. That engineer, as I was saying, you should watch that. Sniper managing to sap that mini sentry, though. It looks like Kimberlite Council will move into the house and take a very sort of aggressive hold up on Chain Reaction's high ground. They're probably going to move up on this.
Well, and I'm very happy to report it looks like the issues with the STV, where you could barely move around in the map and where it would halfway crash all the time, have been fixed by the STV guys, so hooray for them. Love those guys.
Thank goodness. I'm stopping myself right there. Scout on the point. It looks like Kimberlite Council is having a fairly easy time moving up. That pick on Saras is meanings that 404 will have Uber pushing in here on last. The situation back on last, everyone's sort of stacking on the point. You don't see the engineer really building all that much. That can be fairly dangerous. You generally want a level 3 on last, especially on a stalemating map like this. The Demo Man using the pop to try to get in and try to do some work, but he doesn't manage to do much. Lots of people in Kimberlite are going down, leaving Saras up, and 404 desperately trying to rebuild Uber. Saras at 64%, 404 at 12, and healing nobody.
Well, that was an odd exchange. FaZe just totally scared off a scout. That was it up in his grill there. Oh, he headshot him! Oh, poor Side here. He's going to feel that one next week.
That's the second time so far this match that FaZe has been able to get the drop, and it's generally those long-range shots. He was feeling comfortable healing the scout, and FaZe was able to just sneak right on over and get that pick without anybody noticing him. Excellent work by FaZe.
Well, it's just gotta really ruin your day when you were up in melee range as a scout with a sniper, and you decide that discretion is the better part of valor. You run around to the point, then you get headshot.
It's kind of unfortunate when that happens. It looks like there's the pop by Saras, but 404 will be able to counter pop with Uber. Will we see it fairly quickly? It doesn't look like it. They're probably going to hold it and stay back.
Oh yeah, it's out.
Letting them cap the point, but there's the pop. And it looks like they're using that as an opportunity because everyone was clumped around that point to try to get some kills. They do pick off Spam Fest, and it looks like they will recap the point unless the Pyro has something to do about it, but nope. Unfortunately, Broth takes him down.
Well, he certainly crashed and burned that Pyro going into a 5-on-1 situation there. I'm not exactly sure why he was not in sync with the rest of the team, which are actually taking a defensive hold back here, but we're going to have to see what's going to happen as a result.
Well, Saras will have Uber advantage at 70% with 404 building up to 50 right now. They might make a move here to try to recap, taking out some of that bottom position.
FaZe with just another godlike head click on Side here, the scout.
Yeah, you know when you're getting sniped like that, you need to definitely step up your game.
as a
Stop
scout,
jumping
for sure.
around.
Well,
And stop standing still, because scouts should never be standing still.
well, it just came out of nowhere, and right now FaZe and the other sniper having a duel. Paragon down. The body shot.
Good work by FaZe. He's going huge tonight.
Body
Most definitely.
shot does not beat the headshot, but Colombian Gamer comes in from behind with the Ambassador, takes him out. You know, he's just trying to do something sneaky here with the Cloak and Dagger. Not sure if they realize that he is running Cloak and Dagger. Go for a medic attempt here. We do have Ambassador versus fairly separated medic, but he does get taken down.
Excellent work defensively there, and you see the pop by Saras, and they're trying to use that pop to try to move into position, but the Pyro says, no thanks, you are not going to be able to use that Uber to be able to get any forward position here. That was sort of a very, very early pop. I don't know why they popped that early, but they are going to probably back out of here. Even though they did have numbers for a moment, they just weren't in a position without Uber and to do that much, especially with the Pyro there blasting them back.
Sideear looking for a little bit of revenge here, trying to take on the scout and the sniper at the same time. Only ends in a domination on him, though.
And Remedy does get a double kill on Broth and BM here. So the Pyro and the Heavy down for Kimberlite. So, but with 3 down for Chain Reaction, doesn't look like they're going to push in. And down goes Paragon. Finally, again, actually, to FaZe. FaZe just keep on clicking heads.
FaZe definitely doing what they're paying him for, and not really paying him, but telling him to do anyways.
You know, that's what you need your sniper to do, to get those key picks. Saras will have Uber here, and they probably want to do something with it. 404's only got around 10%. He just came up after being taken down. You probably will see something here unless they give Kimberlite Council the time to set up. Demo Man trying to get a little bit of damage off.
Get eyes on Patap here. I'm just watching him. He's got a really, really unique spot where he's hiding his spy just behind some blocks there. And he's been actually doing really good just picking off people in the back and sort of calling the herd a bit.
And I think that calling did help a bit. Chain Reaction wiping out 5 members of Kimberlite Council, including Steel Python, so they're going to be able to take this pretty handily moving forward, leaving their scout behind to make that cap. FaZe picking off Paragon again. Gosh, he is not having a good day. Do you think we'll see a Rage Huntsman out of him?
I don't think so, really. There's not too much you can do when the other sniper is just nailing you over and over again. Like, you need to actually counter-snipe, and the Huntsman makes that even worse.
We see the pop reactively, most likely by 404. He was sort of out of position there, and he had to jump back, find his demo, find his heavy. He's right now in T on his heavy, trying to force away some of those oncoming Chain Reactioners. And there's the pop by Chain Reaction. Saras getting right up onto the point, forcing that heavy away and into a defensive run. And 404 does go down. Good work by Sideear, taking advantage of the commotion to pick him off right after the pop.
And a lot of Mustard Overlording going on there. Just nothing but Mustard Overlord on the kill feed there, making a big play during that.
Remedy taking out both FaZe and Argo right there with a well-placed sticky bomb. Those things, they will eat away at your health.
Both stickies and pipes from Devilman are just so damage-causing in UGC. The pipes being, if you can arc them over a long distance, you've actually got something that suffers no damage fall-off. So really, it's better than a rocket launcher at long range. Remedy taking it to the head, though. FaZe, hello!
Definitely keep watching that FaZe and at least watch the kill feed for him. He keeps going pretty huge. And with 4 down for Chain Reaction, I don't see 404 calling for a push right now. He's probably waiting to see if he can get a few more bodies with him. There comes his Pyro. He's not going to push in here, especially with Saras having Uber. They're going to wait until they get to 100%, and you'll probably see some action right then.
Well, the suspense is killing me here. We just sort of got people getting into position here. FaZe is about to have something to click on here, so incoming.
2 teams are meeting right in front of the banana. Looks like Kimberlite Council is retreating back. FaZe does go down, and Broth is down. So Chain Reaction might push in on this, but remember, 404 does have Uber, and it looks like they're pushing in through the banana. There's the pop. No reactive pop by 404. He's retreated back, but there is the counter pop. Probably noticed that heavy. Takes down the demo, and it looks like they're going to be able to clear off that point. Clearing off the scout coming up behind, probably trying to catch him out. And looks like 404 managed to escape that time, but the pyro comes behind.
Oh!
Takes him out with a combination Colombian gamer short bus wombo combo, as it were.
And look at how quickly they're just moving up past that second to last point. Their phase was actually in a mini sniper duel there for a moment.
Yeah, it definitely seems like both these teams are trying to just leave one or two classes back to cap the point, because the distances between the points are fairly long. Doing that can give you an advantage. You might be able to catch them by surprise, but this time it just seems like it didn't work. And Sideyear and Colombian Gamer are down now for Chain Reaction. 404 trying to build Uber, but they are being outbuilt by Saras.
And then Overlord!
Mustard Overlord, huge medic pick.
Mustard Overlord just jumping in there with his rocket launcher, asking the medic if he has any Grey Poupon. The medic now is Grey Poupon.
I prefer Honey Mustard.
Well, it could be anything you want. It's still just a great big smear across the ground.
The Steel Python preventing Colombian Gamer from getting at their med, and Steel Python, and FaZe continuing to pick the enemy sniper. It looks like Kimberlite Council will take advantage of that med pick and push up with 404 sitting on Uber right now. We might see the push in here along Banana. There's the pop on the demo man trying to catch that medic through the door. Not having too much luck. He seems to have gotten away. Knocks short bus into the air, but he manages to get away, catching that demo out. Demo V, demo, pipes flying, damage flying, most certainly, and it looks like Kimberlite Council will take that opportunity for what it's worth and capture second
definitely. Point. That was definitely a ballsy Uber there with the amount of team separation, but it did get them the point. It does, however, get them a big Saras Uber advantage, although it's their catch actually full for is catching up really fast, but people going down, not good.
Yeah, you don't want people dropping, especially when you're having an aggressive push like this. Saras is at around 90%, and 404 is at 80. There might not be enough time for 404 to have Uber if Saras pops right away, but it doesn't look like it. They're just walking up to the point, which means 404 will have Uber to counter theirs. Demo on the demo man, lobbing stickies over onto the point, trying to get a little bit of damage out through that door. Mustard Overlord trying to spam a little bit of damage, and FaZe does go down, and Argo is down. Sideyear goes down, and Panda goes down for Chain Reaction. They're trying to push onto the point here and recapture what they lost. There's the pop by 404 and the counter pop by Saras. Saras using that counter pop defensively to retreat and keep his heavy classes alive. K-Light was just in too good of a position to really do much.
Yeah, this is not looking,
Chain Reaction to do much.
Not looking good for Chain Reaction right now. Oh, Saras taking some spam there. Saras in real trouble here. Mustard Overlord in the vicinity. Rockets everywhere. Down goes the enemy soldier.
And Kill 'em all managing to get Saras in all that confusion, giving Mustard Overlord the chance to try to hop on point, get some cap time, clear off some more of them. Unfortunately, does go down. Paragon getting a little bit of sniping action on, and he's helping to keep this point clear.
He's in a big duel to the death here with a spy, though. Dead Ringer running around. They do know about it. Looking for a side ear, looking for that spy cleanup. Bumps into him. And there's that sound of Dead Ringer. Soon to be just dead.
And dead indeed. It's a good word by dang it, side ear. So it looks like Chain Reaction pulled themselves out of a potentially very tricky spot there. With Saras going down, luckily they managed to prevent 404 from gaining an advantage, and so currently both teams are holding and trying to build Uber. Saras will have it beforehand at 80% right now, 404 building at 67.
Well, the Saras definitely, they need to take someone with Saras and just go and do something before that counter Uber gets up. There's two people down, one of them being FaZe. It's a great time to get going.
Yes, now would be the right time to do it. Sideyear taking off a little bit of pressure off the front lines, but it looks like they are still too far back to do much. 404 will have Uber at this point. Panda does go down. Short bus goes down to a backstab. That's kind of offensive.
Well, that's how spies do it. They're dirty.
On a pyro, nonetheless. This chain reaction has 3 down with Skyla joining the respawn timer. There's the pop by 404 trying to push in, see what they can do. There's not too much presence on the point, and with the heavy on there alongside the scout and the medic. There's the counter pop by Saras. Will they be able to get the medic? They do not appear to have been able to get the medic. The spy trying to come in and do a little bit of cleanup work. Leaving 5 down for K-Lite, but still maintaining control of the point is chain reaction. Will they be able to push up with this? It looks like they are taking a forward position. Skyroll does go down the Steel Python, a little bit of demo action there, and so does Short Bus. Good work with those sticks, but they probably are going to be able to recap this point.
Oh, look at that!
Mustard Overlord coming in, and in cooperation with his demo man killing.
Did you actually see how Mustard Overlord originated there? They have a secret teleport where that spy was hanging out earlier, and Mustard Overlord just came on a blind flank and just obliterated.
That was a pretty effective job, and there's the pop by 404 right on the point, trying to keep bodies off of its scout, trying to body block, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Kimberlite, Council taking this 3rd round, leading 2-1.
And I'm just sort of highlighting the spot they had that teleport right on top of the boxes there. Enemy team didn't even know it was happening. Has a nice little line of sight there to stop it. Awesome, awesome spot for a teleporter.
Good work by Argo, and good work by Mustard Overlord coming in right at that time, managing to do a lot of work there and ultimately let that push do its magic and giving Kimberlite the first lead, or rather the first time they've led this match.
Looks like some spy shenanigans going on here. Heavy down, Skyroll like it's backstabbed. No one was spy checking there for him, so he does become an unfortunate casualty.
Many sentries taken down, and Argo managing to take down chain reaction spy, so it looks like Kimberlite Council is pushing hard and pushing very well. They're managing to cap the mid-fight again, I believe.
And really, really good team rollout here. They more or less just everything is going up at the same time. You have FaZe just where he needs to be at all times. Oh, takes a shot. The Mac does not get it, though.
And it looks like the pop by 404 is met by the pop by Saras, and it looks like that was a fairly effective counter pop there. They managed to clear off 5 members, excuse me, of K-Lite, and are starting to push back up into position. That was great timing on behalf of Saras, using that early pop by 404 to his advantage.
Yeah, Saras getting a very nice streak of kills there and definitely getting the advantage off of it. Although K-Lite getting in there, they're starting to put some real offensive pressure on here.
I think both teams are really warmed up at this point, and I think only the best action is yet to come, despite all we've seen so far. Saras will have Uber before 404, being very effective at building. I saw their scout running Boston Basher. A lot of teams sometimes neglect that, and it looks like they will be able to push all the way into last, reversing the current situation. There is Saras with the pop of 404, will be able to counter pop, and they're sitting on the point trying to get a little bit of forward position. The Ubers do run out, and it looks like time in the half happens. That would have been a pretty close rally back for chain reaction.
Well, that was definitely under hot contention there. We've got 404. Look at the survival skills of 404. You've got a medic running around with a quint domination.
That's pretty spectacular if you think about it. He's definitely 404 is one of the better medics who can really survive under pressure. Most people don't give him credit for it, but he does a really good job at what other medics can sometimes fail at, and that's knowing his position relative to what the action is and being just in the right place at the right time. And that type of game sense really serves you well, especially in Highlander where, well, anything can happen.
Exactly. Like, this is a map that really, really relies on its sight lines and really, really relies on its corners and things like that. So the chances that you could have a spy behind you are huge. Chances are that you go around a corner and there's someone like FaZe looking right at you are huge. chances are you have a Mustard Overlord, you know, bombing in on you like that out of nowhere from a teleport that nobody saw. Also huge. So, to, you know, 404 doing a really, really good job here of surviving and just not getting picked.
Yeah, that is the case, and both teams are having a lot of great action. We saw a lot of good picks by FaZe, as especially as the match went on. A lot of good shutting down that sniper and getting a few key picks on key players, including Sideer and Saras. Going into the second round, hopefully we'll see a lot more action from both teams. It is 2-1 right now going into the second half. Chain Reaction versus Kimberlite Council here on X Television.
Delicious. And so for the next round of predictions, anything you got that you're thinking is going to happen?
Hopefully we'll see another NG pick. I'm hoping for that, because that was pretty exciting when it happened. I also I think Chain Reaction might be able to rally back here, especially if they play like they were playing the first round. They seem to have become a little more defensive. This map does not, if you're not effective at your turtling, you're going to be punished fairly severely. Like as we've been seeing, if you're not able to have a very strong, aggressive defensive hold, I know that seems like an oxymoron. You're not going to be able to do all that well. And what we've been seeing is this Chain Reaction not being able to maintain a fairly aggressive defensive hold, and they've been punished for it. Kimberlite's been able to take advantage of Uber advantages and force pops and get in there and do what needs to be done. So definitely expect Saras to hopefully be popping more early and definitely trying to take more advantage of their Uber advantage when they have it.
Yeah, and I'm sort of hoping that I can see just Panda pulling it a little bit together here, just sort of getting back into the soldier swing of things. With 404 surviving quite so much, they really need Panda's roaming soldiering to actually get them a pick or two. I do know that Paragon is doing what he can to get the picks, but he does have to deal with good old FaZe, and he is doing an admirable job of it, for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. In terms of what Kimberlite needs to do, they need to keep being aggressive. We definitely saw them come into their own in terms of very much pushing forward and taking whatever ground they can and trying to maintain forward presence. You definitely want to keep seeing FaZe going pretty huge, even though he may be third on the scoreboard. Definitely, but BM here should be back, and he should be very defensive. He's been fairly defensive so far, and he's broken up a couple of Ubers, but I'd really like to see him go a little bigger, definitely in this second round, to help maintain a Kimberlite lead, and I'm pretty sure he's hoping for a win.
Well, we're going to have to see how things turn out here. Like you were saying earlier, I think that CR should be a little bit more aggressive and get actually out there with their Ubers. As far as points and Ubers go, you can't take it if you can't make it, and yeah, so we'll just have to see.
Yep. You know, always the thing with Highlander is anything can happen, especially as this round looks like it is about to begin with the plugins unloaded, everyone spawning, heals happening. We're beginning the second half of Chain Reaction versus Kimberlite Council here on X Television. We know you have a choice in casters. Looks like you made the right one.
I won't say that word which must not be seen. But
looks like
I am
Mustard
feeling
Overlord.
it.
I'm feeling excited. And the word that must not be said is definitely on the tip of my tongue, but we will watch as this action goes down. Kill 'em all, retreating away with 4 health. 404 with the slight advantage here, because they're taking a lot of damage, and 404 does go down! Remember how we were talking about Panda needs to go big for Chain Reaction? Well, Panda managed to jump in there and get the kill on 404. That's exactly what we needed to see. Both sides, though, sustaining fairly heavy losses. The Demo Man is still up for Chain Reactions, and there's the pop. A little weird to see a pop right there.
Not quite sure what prompted that either, but it is very, very good to see Panda making medics the endangered species instead of the pandas.
Pandas are cute and adorable, but don't let them bite you, and bite the panda did. 404 will have uber advantage by about 10%, unless Saras manages to actively build, get their scout over there, and do a little bit of work. Spamfest does go down to a little bit of Mustard Overlord action, catching him out inside the wood house. It looks like they're just holding on top of the point, trying to sit back, build uber, be fairly defensive. Panda and Spamfest are down for chain reaction, though, and Colombian Gamer does go down as well. FaZe managing to get picked off by Paragon. Looks like he's back on his game.
Colombian
no more
Gamer
getting shut down.
Colombian Gamer getting a little bit cheeky there and trying to pull off a sort of a YouTube stair stab. Does not work on a competent UGC scout.
Indeed, those moments are moments of glory, but there's a reason why there's so few of them. With it looks like Mustard Overlord's trying to get up on top of that high ground, gets caught out by the engineer and finally by the heavy. Good work coordinating there by Skyrolla and Spamfest, using their combined power to take down Mustard Overlord and maintain the sanctity of their flanks. Both teams with uber and waiting for an opportunity to push one of those huge picks that we like to scream and shout about.
Well, Paragon could be that pick. He's taking a shot down the middle, misses the pyro, going for another one, has a demo almost in his head. Oh, no, didn't happen. And the spam comes.
Yep, lots of demomen like to lob those rollers over the top of that little archway. I believe it's actually navigable now because of a recent change. This is RC6 of Croissant. I remember playing on RC4, and I don't believe that was actually jumpable.
Well, FaZe getting the better of Paragon there again. Paragon did manage to get that mini out there that was being so annoying with the Wrangler going on. But FaZe going in, getting cut line of sight. Will he get a medic pick here? He saw a little bit of medic coat there, but taking a shot at the pyro. Medic definitely getting the safer passage, but we do have an uber going in.
Yeah, very good pop by 404, catching out most of chain reaction, including FaZe taking the opportunity to pick off Psy, leaving 4 up for chain reaction, and it looks like Kimberlite Council will be able to push onto the point here and make some short work of capping it.
Well, beautiful momentum shift here. That's exactly what you need to do to get off that second to last point. And we have a spy on the point there fighting with Steel Python. Python not really noticing it. Shots going out, shots going out. Very nice unusuals, by the way. Oh, dead spy, though.
And wow, 404 getting the Ubersaw off on side here. You don't want that to happen, especially when it's an Ubersaw and he's not running the medic set as a number of medics have taken to do for that extra little bit of health regen. That's going to give 404 a huge advantage. It's actually going to give him Uber right now.
Oh, huge advantage dispelled!
Taking out Vroom and 404 in 2 very quick headshots. Whatever momentum, whatever joy he might have gotten out of that Ubersaw has been neutralized.
Sideer, you have been exonerated. 99% Uber getting headshot. Instant denial there.
That's not going to show up on the logs, but that's definitely going to show up on a YouTube kill. I'm missing the word right now.
It will probably be a montage, and it will have cheesy music, and it will be totally uncopyrightable because of said cheesy music, and it will have 95 views.
I was hoping for some Gunshot Bride going on. Vroom Patop taking down Spamfest, but going down fairly quickly to Remedy. With Chain Reaction taking a fairly nice hold of second point, but Paragon does go down the FaZe. You can't get them all, kid.
Well, we're going to see what Sideer's going to be up to here. He's just sort of camping in the bottom there, looking for a sneaky back pick, but he does get bored and comes down.
And Kimberlite Council taking that opportunity to push in. Both teams do have Uber, so we might see something here. There are the 2 pops. Pyro's in there trying to break it up. Sarah's taking that opportunity to run away. It was sort of a losing battle there. Side here does go down to some stickies, leaving only 5-6 down for Chain Reaction, including Sarah's.
And Mustard Overlord bombing that final point there.
Kimberlite pushing in.
A distinct lack of people to defend here, and that is the point.
Yes, that was valiant effort by both the Pyro and the Demo Man trying to save that point, but 5v2 is especially difficult when there's a heavy on the point.
For sure. And you got Mustard Overlord bombing up over your head, and yeah, you're just not going to get out of that easy.
No siree. We're getting ready for yet another explosive mid-fight with Kimberlite Council taking that round, putting them up 3-1. Chain Reaction needs to win 4, and Kimberlite needs to win 2 in the next 23 minutes. Anything can happen. This is, of course, UGC Highlander.
Oh man, I don't know if they've called that spy or not. Oh, look at the Heavy eating a sandwich and he can't get the stab off. Oh man!
Oh, and 404 goes down, the Colombian gamer as well. That was just
send that one to Midos. That's a moment of mediocrity.
Well, ever since they prevented heavies from eating their own sandwiches, you've actually got to use it. And unfortunately, that time, he lost it.
Well, no, the spy lost it. The sandwich, the sandwich was getting carved up like a Christmas turkey. The spy just could not worm his way in behind the heavy to actually get that stab.
Yeah, that's a little funny when it happened. Should have pulled out the ambassador at that point and said, screw it, I'll just shoot him to death.
Well, that's the crazy thing. It didn't even look like that uncomfortable an angle. I don't know, it was only like a momentary thing that I saw there, but it just looked like it was so takeable.
Well, remember, it's that 180-degree angle that you have to work with. Looks like 404 will have Uber before Sarah, so hopefully we will see some action out of that. Looking for some... Hopefully both teams will get some kills here and we'll see lots of awesome explosive action. Engineers taking that wood house, putting up minis in there, preventing those flanks, which are ever so critical. If a scout can get back there, they can definitely have a shot at the medic. Both teams do have Uber. Chain Reaction is 4 down. And we do see the pop by 404. Saros is without anybody to heal, trying to get his demo. Demo does go down. Good work by Steel Python with that pipe, leaving Saros back with his heavy on last, letting Kimberlite Council push up onto second here.
And FaZe just being like a Terran siege tank here, poking in, shooting things out of range, taking out the sniper there. No worries about snipers right now. Right now, K-Lite could possibly even make a run of this, but they do need to get that pop off of Saros.
404 sitting at 55% and Saros at 100. We might see something here, though. They're pushing in aggressively without Uber. Paragon does go down, and Side Deer does go down to the mini. But looks like there's the pop by Saros trying to keep some of his team alive as they try to respawn and run out to protect the point. 4 men down for Kimberlite Council. They're just in no position to push in here, even though 404 is down and they're without heals. The spy's behind and gets the pick. Good work by Vroom Hatop, getting Saros there, delaying any hope of a push.
Very nice, and K-Lite going to be able to take the swing on this. What we're going to probably see here is this FaZe trying to get a quick headshot on that other sniper. He's been doing it so consistently. But no, we're actually going to have Steely Python going in here. Python with stickies all over the point, going into a flank position here, getting the spawn, trying to get a little bit of damage on that spawn, but gets taken out by a Pyro. That attack was a bit of a fail. Oh, but FaZe making a little bit of work here, shooting Short Bus. Oh, and then shooting Paragon, and before he gets taken out, man, you just can't go wrong with FaZe. It's like a one-man army.
He's doing a really good job at giving K-Lite the opportunity to push onto the point. Saros at 50%, 404 at 85. We probably will see a push in here, even though that last push ended up fizzling. 404 did get away, and that's going to give him Uber. They're probably going to try to push in again through the top, though they might try a sneak attack from the bottom. Nope, it looks like they are going to go in through the top. Demo Man and Heavy together. There's the pop on the Demo Man. Spy trying to coordinate in, coming running in. 93% by Saros. He needs to stay alive and get that, and he does. Will he be able to have time to pop it? He's on the Heavy, rotating around from underneath, but he gets caught out. Good work by Steel Python, coming in from the bottom and managing to pick off Saros, leaving him with a successfully dropped Uber.
Well, Steel Python just playing is so smart, putting the stickies up outside of the spawn there just to prevent reinforcements and try and get some pressure onto that cap there. But they do have a level 2 sentry gun that has been fairly instrumental in just sort of chasing them off. The Crits Krieg, unfortunately, didn't do the damage that it was intended to. And
I don't think they were running crits. They were running regular vanilla Uber there.
Oh, we've got a Saris Victoria with a crits, and I think I saw a crits on the heavy before Saris did get
Nah,
jumped.
Saris died. That was the whole point. Saris dropped to Steel Python, and I think they're switching the crits here as a defensive play, trying to outrace 404. But 404, as we mentioned over the half, is very much a survivable medic. He knows when to retreat. He's very defensive, and that leaves him with a lot of Ubers. So with Saris about to sit on this crits, they're going to need to do something with it and catch them off guard.
Well, I absolutely do not, agree with crits in this situation. None of them really have the offensive juggernaut that they need to push out that easily. And like you said...
But there it is. There's the crits, and it manages to clear off the point. Doesn't really do
Wow.
much else, but it manages to take down the heavy as well. 404 going down alongside Saras. Saras will get the earlier spawn, though. Going to give them a slight advantage, and they're going to take that opportunity with almost a full wipe to capture second. I don't know what you were saying there, but that looks like that crits actually saved them in that situation, and they're going to cap
That's
second.
the thing, though. It only managed to save them. Like, both sides took heavy damages and heavy losses. There was only literally 1 or 2 people up a 4K light after that. And it's only going to get them a 10-year hold here.
With K-Light down, that gave Chain Reaction and Saras with that key crits to push up and take the point. And they do have the Uber advantage here. Let me see if they switched back to vanilla Uber. Yes, indeed they did. That was sort of an interesting, unorthodox, but very instrumental play by Chain Reaction. Maybe they'll be able to ride this momentum. We will see. With the Pyro trying to jump in and get a little bit of fire on, Paragon says, no thanks, you're going down today.
We got Mustard Overlord, the Explorer here, just sort of hanging out in the back of their base, looking for a pick, I guess, on the medic when the medic responds. Kill them all, trying to facilitate said pick.
Mustard, no picking, and there's the pop, and there's the counter pop. Saras at popping 404, but running away successfully. It seems at this point he's got to keep on dipping and dodging, taking his Demoman and Pyro back. And it looks like they managed to get out of that without sustaining that many losses. But 404 does go down. Excellent work by taking advantage of that situation to lay down a kill on the medic. And Kimberlite was only 3 up there with a little bit of quick spawns. Scout and Heavy on the point trying to block any advance by Kimberlite.
Once again, we have the sandwich being pulled out and the Heavy actually dying this time because he tried it on a Demo Man as opposed to a Spy. And the Demo Man was like, yeah, my pipes do kind of like 100 damage each, so not going to happen.
And it looks like Vroom takes down Paragon and gets the domination there while Chain Reaction manages to cap the point. And Skyrola eating that sandwich more out of sight this time, preventing any unfortunate happenstances and healing him up to full. Chain Reaction only has 4 up with Paragon just spawning, Saras as well just spawning. 404 will have Uber advantage here, and they're going to push onto the point and sit on it, trying to wait for some people to come and join them before the medic and the heavy can move up and do some work.
And so we sort of have a bit of a creep coming out here. Mustard Overlord versus a Scout. Mustard Overlord does triumph over Side here. Mustard Overlord coming in behind the Engineer. Has him trapped in there. That annoying mini sentry, though, just messing with him.
Eats a lot of health. And there's the crits on by 404 on Steel Python, using that as an opportunity to take down Short Bus, but unfortunately he doesn't get Saras in that bargain. They might be able to capture second here, but Saras will have a fairly substantial Uber advantage, and they will have to take advantage of it if they want to prevent that crits from wiping out most of their team. 404 at about 30%. Demoman sticking up that little bridge entrance to last.
Paragon making a really nice headshot there on Steel Python, taking the Demoman out for the push. We're going to see if FaZe can get revenge for him. Oh, both of them shooting each other there, it looked like.
Sniper v Sniper is always an interesting gambit, and Saras does have the pop, pushing in from the bottom and getting onto the point, scaring away 404, taking that opportunity to be a little defensive.
And
but
here's
there's
that
the crits
crit
pop on the Demo Man. Remedy does go down. FaZe taking out Skyro. Short bus going
now
down.
that is how
Sideman
you
going
use
down.
crit.
Saras going down to the crits. Chain Reaction taking a bit of a wipe there.
They absolutely fell for it. They used that little bit of Uber to get in there and get on that point. Suddenly, it's Chris Creek Devilman. Every pubber's worst dream come true on Hoodoo.
Leaves Kimberlite Council taking the second round, and that means that they have won.
It does appear that you are in the correct on that.
Kimberlite Council taking 5 rounds off of Chain Reaction. Chain Reaction only with 1 in the first round of the match. Looks like they are still playing. I didn't see any calls of GG.
Yeah, for a game over, this sure is action-packed.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of action by the Spy trying to get in there, but Argo's trying to force him away, and he does successfully, but he's always coming back. Chain Reaction pushing in, leaving their engineer back on the point to cap it. They won that mid-fight that time. I don't know why they're still playing, but we'll cast it if they're playing.
Yeah,
because it seems like they're playing full out.
Well, Croissant's one of those maps where everyone's like, oh, we should really practice with Croissant, but it's Croissant, so yeah.
Actually, I could theoretically be spacing, but...
Well, it seems really to be intense for just a friendly post-game. Yeah, I don't think this is over yet.
I don't think this is over either. I think that on round end, whoever has more points does get an extra point on the scoreboard. So that could be what's tripping me up right now. I could be wrong, though. There's a distinct possibility of that. It's 4-1. There we go. Chat saving the day there. We apologize stuff there. We apologize for getting mixed up there. Sometimes mistakes do happen. There's the pop by 404. Saras, will they be able to make a pop here and make a stand for it? He's got the demo. Nice Sud Overlord forcing the pop, but that's going to leave the demo man trying to rush in, giving a little flash to the engineer. They're probably going to recap this. Mustard Overlord does go down. Spies on the point trying to block it. Saras does go down. It looks like Kimberlite.
Mustard Overlord still going huge. He just never stopped. Just dismisses the demo man, dismisses the enemy soldier, jumping in on that sniper to his own detriment there. Paragon, 1 hit point after that, being ravaged by the Overlord of Mustard.
Good work by Colombian Gamer, using that opportunity to get behind. He gets a little bit of heals from the medic. Will he be able to get a pick here? Unfortunately, it looks like he's got to run away. He got caught out. But that was a really good play by Colombian Gamer, hopping
now he's taking on the Pyro.
Point, finishing that cap.
He really is Colombia. He just doesn't give a crap, but the Pyro, unfortunately, with Mustard Overlord as a backup, taking him out.
Once again, we'd like to apologize. The score right now is 4-1. At round end, we kind of spaced and we saw 3-1, but we do realize now that that was actually due to timeout. It was not a successful capture. So we are looking at 4-1 situation with 10 minutes left on the clock for Chain Reaction to rally back and take 3 rounds to tie, 4 rounds to win. Anything can happen. This is CP Croissant, the most buttery and flaky of maps. Chain Reaction using an opportunity to leave the second point uncapped. Up there goes Paragon and Spam.
I'm liking what they're doing with Remedy right now. Remedy coming in sort of behind there, trying to look for the
scout. And there's
the
pop. The very aggressive early pop by Saras, using the opportunity to get onto the point, trying to force some people off. Mustard Overlord trying to jump in, but no dice. Chain Reaction taking this round. It is 4-2 with 9 minutes 40 seconds left in the match. Chain Reaction needs to all cap twice in order to tie and force an overtime.
Well, let's see if they can do it. It's going to be real hard on Croissant, but they've theoretically got the time to be able to do it. So let's see it, guys. Let's do it.
They managed that last round in around 5 minutes. So this could come down to the wire, folks. We're going to hopefully see some aggressive play. We are seeing the crits here, so that could be instrumental.
Lots of heavy kills going on here. Skyroll just pulling it out.
Saras is going to be with crits in about 2 seconds, and there it is. Unfortunately, all he has right now is the Spy, and Crit Spy isn't exactly the most powerful thing in the world. Kimberlite does have Steel Python and Mustard Overlord down. The Spy, for Chain Reaction, Colombian Gamer, sitting on the point trying to get some cap time out, managing to drop down, take out that Spy, and hopefully hop right back up again. Seras sitting on Uber, but 404 will match him soon.
Well, Chain Reaction really turning things around for themselves here, and they, you know, if they can keep doing this, they're going to have this, so they just need to keep doing what they're doing right now.
Chain Reaction's being pretty aggressive, and we're probably going to see a crits pop here, and there it is, Demo Man, but he's countered by Uber. Uber beats crits, as you are probably well aware, and Seras does go down to some good work in cooperation with Mustard Overlord. Skyrolla taking him out in retribution, but goes down all the same. And that's going to drop Sidear and Colombian Gamer as well, leaving Remedy, Paragon, and Spamfest up as the only defense for Chain Reaction.
Yeah.
Kimberlite Council using this as an opportunity to push up.
Paragon sort of thanking his lucky stars for that interventive shotgun, but trying to take the Demo Man's head off, but gets shot by a Spy.
That leaves 404 with a pretty hefty advantage, but it doesn't look like they're taking that opportunity for what it was worth. Seras is still running crits, so we might see another crits push here. Hopefully they'll be able to get it before 404 gets his vanilla Uber, because as we all know, Uber beats crits. Seras at 75%, but 404 will seem to have gotten it at 100% right now. They're holding out back behind that door, and there's the pop, but the stickies blast them back! That was good work by the Demo Man using those knockback on those stickies, even though he didn't manage to get that kill. But unfortunately, Seras goes down. Shortbus didn't make that kill. The Heavy did.
Yeah, Seras really needed to have that crits available, because that was a very, very botchy type Uber. That could have been a great big huge crit swing.
6 minutes left. 6 minutes and 54 seconds left in the game. Chain Reaction does need to win these next 2 rounds within the time limit. Kimberlite is 5 down at this point, but Chain Reaction just had some spawns and doesn't look like they're in that much of a position to push, especially with their medic all the way back at mid-spawns. But it looks like the Scout is sitting on the point, and it looks like alongside his Soldier and his Spy, they're definitely taking this aggressively, but that's going to give Kimberlite Council time to set up on point. We're seeing the dispenser go up on behalf of Argo. And it looks like they're just sort of clumping up, trying to prevent any sort of push. Seras, is he still running crits?
I do not think so. Let's just get some eyes on him.
No, he is. He's running crits.
Well,
which means he's probably going to outbuild 404 if everything goes according to his plan, which hopefully it will.
They literally don't have the time for regular Uber here. They're realizing that they have to play to win. The other team only needs to play to not lose at this point.
Yeah, that is correct. Seras at 85%, and they're pushing in here 90% on the Demo Man, trying to wait for an opportunity to get in there. 404 at 90%.
Here it comes!
Here's going to be the crits pop.
Oh, they're all on the point!
It does! 404 goes down! Crits pop!
Look at this! This is just absolutely unbelievable!
Taking them all out! Will the Scout be able to body block it, and the Soldier tried to body block it? No, sir! Chain Reaction managing to take this round. They need to take 1 round in 5 minutes and 20 seconds to tie it up and force an overtime. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 4-3 in favor of Kimberlite Council, but with 5 minutes 11 seconds left on the clock, anything could happen.
K-Light, I don't know what they were thinking there. Let's all clump up on the point versus a Crits Creek Demo Man. That is not super effective.
That was not super effective, but that was an excellent pop by Seras, taking it right as soon as he got it, walking up, using those crit stickies to clear off the point. And looks like they are taking fairly good command of the mid-fight. 404 going down, Vrim going down, Broth going down, Mustard Overlord down, Steel Python down, BM here down. Chain Reaction taking the
Chain Reaction
point,
absolutely on fire here.
Argo and FaZe are the only ones left up.
Full Crits Creek ready to go.
Rally back from a 3-1 deficit.
Oh, that Heavy got dropped. That's so unfortunate. Seras looking for anything to heal here. Even a Pyro would possibly do. There's a Soldier.
Well,
that'll
hopefully
do.
that Demo Man and the Soldier will be able to join them fairly quickly. They are the jumping classes. 4 minutes, 14 seconds left on the clock. This is coming down to the wire, folks. We could see anything happening.
Looks
Spy
like
trying to get behind, trying to get a pick on the pyro, puts a pick on the pyro, but the Demoman
wonderful
catches him out.
Spy
Finally
checking
going down.
there.
Short bus is down for chain reaction.
Here comes the Uber. We're having a Devilman going in here. Remedy going in on the point.
A little bit of an early pop.
Oh! History repeats itself!
We see a rally back here. Chain Reaction only has 3 up. Remedy, Paragon, and the heavy Sky Rolla. Ergo, Kill 'em All, and Steel Python are the members up for Kimberlite Council. But with 3 men, now 4 men on point, it doesn't look like that's going to be something that Chain Reaction is going to be able to push into. 3:33 left on the clock. Pyro making a valiant effort here to try to force people off the point. Soldier trying to jump in. Panda being taken down by Broth. And it looks like Kimberlite Council is going to try to take this opportunity to recap the point. Engineer doing a little bit of work there, and followed up by the Spy. A little bit of wombo combo action, clipping off the second point. Kimberlite Council is mostly down, giving Saros an opportunity here at 60% and running crits. This could be the opportunity they have been waiting for.
Well, we do have a level 3 sentry on the point, Saros. So that's going to be a very, very hard take. They are getting smart enough to get some of those people off the point so that it is not a complete wipe when that crit comes rolling in. But we're about to see at any moment now. Paragon has sort of a nice little angle here to snipe, though. Gets taken out by the scout. Remedy is ready to go just about any time here. He's just waiting for the go from the medic. Hey, he gets headshot! The worst possible thing that can happen to Remedy, standing around to their own detriment. No good.
That's going to definitely delay a push here with 404 trying to build Uber here. He's at 83% and will probably have it with 2 minutes, 29 seconds left on the match round. And Saros goes down to FaZe. FaZe taking that opportunity alongside Mustard Overlord to take out Saros. That's going to definitely delay the push here with 2 minutes, 19 seconds left on the clock. We're going to need to see some pretty crazy action here with the level 3, wrangled level 3 up on last. This is going to come down to the very last seconds.
Well, we got FaZe trying to make a little bit. There's that headshot he was looking for on the engineer. Mini sentries to be down. Now we have a Uber going out, trying to get Steel Python in there just to make sure they don't take this easily. Don't have an easy Uber in. Get that 1 point just for the insurance, just so you know you're not going to lose the game by some freak of nature or something like that rolling into your base.
Well, with the Devilman trying to clear off the point, it looks like they're going to have to take the time to recap it. Saros at 15%, 404 at 30. Saros will be able to outrace 404 running the crits, and they do recap the point with 1:33 left on the clock. We're probably going to see one.
Look at Patchap going in here, taking out that Devilman.
Taking out Remedy. That's going to delay things. Probably looks like the medic and the
heavy. He's going for another one. Oh, gets taken out by the heavy.
Up.
And it looks like the server ended, and I think that they are definitely going to have held, but because there's no post game. Unfortunately, that Source TV does do that. We do need to sort of tell the teams not to end the Source TV before the actual end of the match.
Looks like we're stuck at sending client info here, so when we rejoin, we might see what's going on. Probably some calls of GG if that sentry gun did hold for that 1:33 left on the round.
That is what I'm predicting. Otherwise, there would be some sort of tiebreaker being played, would there not?
That would be end of the round would happen, and then you would probably see they would be rejoining back in, and then you would execute the config, and the first all cap would win. I believe that's the rule. I'm gonna go double check the rules here, just to be 100% sure. In the case of a situation like this, a tied score after 2 30-minute requires a tiebreaker overtime round. The first all cap score would win the match, so that would be a 30-minute match round with the first all cap being victorious. It does look. I will confirm with K-Lite here that they were the victors. Give me one moment, please.
Shall I cue up some Jeopardy music while you search? No, because that would be copyrighted, and that would be very naughty of me.
Tisk tisk. Talking with Argo right now, waiting for confirmation on the final score. I'm waiting for him to type. Yeah, the match is over. It looks like Kimberlite Council managed to squeeze out a victory there. 4-3. Excellent work by Chain Reaction, rallying there at the end, but unfortunately it looks like with a few key picks by Kimberlite Council, they will have won. They will have not been able to complete their rally back. It's sort of like the Super Bowl, if I can make that analogy. 49ers managing to rally back after the half, but unfortunately stopped just short with 1:30 left on the clock.
Indeed, when you gotta go in these games, you need to have your energy right off the bat. They definitely, Chain Reaction had the ability to take that. They were just too slow getting that momentum going and getting that fire going.
That was an astounding match all around, especially in the last few moments there. If you've been watching this whole thing, I'd like to thank you. We are endeavoring to try to keep pushing back these match start times. We appreciate it if you spread the word that Monday Night Highlander will always be here. If not at 9:30, then at 10. But hopefully, we eventually hope to be starting at 10:30 sometime soon. That's all, of course, dependent on the Highlander teams that we choose to cast. They, Chain Reaction and Kimberlite Council did make a huge effort for us to play at 10 p.m., and we thank them so much for that. We hope that because of it, you guys had an opportunity to watch us bring you this pretty dynamic and awesome match, wouldn't you say?
I was absolutely, like you said, astounded, and I will not say the word that goes without saying. However, I am very much happy with the sniping that was going on in that match. Very satisfying to watch. Mustard Overlord, of course, very, very entertaining to watch him bouncing around doing his thing. So yeah, just so much energy at the end there. We just want to see that all the time, every day, every day.
It goes to show that mixing up strategies, especially established ones, can really do a lot of good. Chain Reaction, they're rallying back in the second half, taking 3 rounds, but unfortunately, time was not on their side in this case. My MVP of the match has to be Saras for that switch at the end. That was probably his call. It was probably his choice there to switch to crits, and he did some pretty fantastic work accompanied by his demo. Yeah, and the two of them together, they really did a lot of good stuff. It's a shame right there at the end they just sort of weren't able to get that push off.
Well, definitely, and that was just sort of the adaptability there of getting at level 3 up, and level 3s can be a real pain in the butt when you're running crits. You gotta, maybe even just tell your spy not to be quite so stabby and a little bit more sappy, just so you can get in there and get that thing down. But that was just a really, really good reaction to that. It was such a thunderous momentum shift when that crits was pulled out. Everyone was going along with it. Everyone was traveling with it, so it worked out really, really well.
It worked out for both teams, and that was a very, very exciting match in the end. But as the final score rests, it is Kimberlite Council by 1.43, playing 2 full match rounds.
Well, I think that sums it up for us. I have been Sud, and I have been, of course, joined by...
Wait, I think they just posted the logs. We can give a little rundown of that.
You know what?
As we're waiting. And there's stats. Steel Python and Remedy topping the damage with 28k damage by Steel Python and 26k damage by Remedy, 62 kills and 57 kills respectively. Mustard Overlord, as you mentioned, going pretty big with 63 kills and 23k damage. Skyrolla also doing very good work for Chain Reaction there with 65 kills and 22k damage. But he's out-killed by Broth, but not out-damaged.
Well, definitely no lack of frags on this log. Great kills by Kill 'Em All, great kills by Mustard Overlord, great kills by Skyrolla, the Heavy.
Yeah. Looking at the two medics, 404 had only 23 deaths, and Tesseris' 25. But he definitely 404 was doing a lot more with those lives, scoring a 3.3 kill assist to death. That's definitely what you want to see. That's a good mark of a medic, but Saros distributing a lot more heals. I mean, you look at that data, it basically just shows that Saros was spreading their heals fairly well, but in the end, they just weren't able to overcome a lot of that destructive force that Kimberlite Council was serving up until that very end where they managed to really take control.
Yeah, and it also, there's a lot of differentiating things like who's taking spam and, just how much healing it needs to go out versus how much is tertiary or optional would be a better word. But as Kinch does point out, there were 3 drops, and those were crits drops. So
yeah, and that was a factor to the fact you saw that when they popped Uber on the crits, and that was while they were building crits or about to have crits, you saw that with the spy and the sniper being able to get those picks, especially right there at the end, and that what ultimately cost Chain Reaction the match. But that's not to say that this wasn't a great match for both teams, and I definitely believe that both of them are very much contenders going forward into Week 4.
For sure, and we'll probably be seeing them fighting each other at some point down the road as well. That would be a really nice rematch to see.
Yep, well, I think with that, we are done for the night. This has been Kimberlite Council over Chain Reaction 4-3 on CP Croissant. I am Lego.
And I am Sud.
And you've been watching X Television's Monday Night UGC Highlander action. We realize you have a choice in streams to watch, and we are pleased that you have joined us. Do you have your own stream channel and stuff you want to plug?
Not at the moment. I have to actually make some little sources for that, just so that I don't have to say the mind-numbingly hard-bending words that are my horrible long YouTube channel name. But we will get to that in a future date.
Well, Lego6245 is my name, not only on Twitch, but also on YouTube, Twitter, and in Steam. That's Lego, L-E-G-O, 6245. You'll find me casting tomorrow night some UGC 6s, actually. It's a Party Team versus It's a Party. Let me get there. Party Team versus It's a Party tomorrow night at 9:30. Check it out on Twitch TV /Lego6245. I also cast demos, so send me your demos. Add me on Steam and send me them through there. Or I have a form linked in my signature on the UGC forums, so you can also check that out there. So from glorious Needham, Massachusetts, my roommate just came in and is probably confused as to what I am yelling about. I will say good night to you.